Hello, welcome to Muckman Movies. On this video, I'm going to go through my favourite British comedies. British comedies, a bit of a niche thing. Most people like the American comedies. I love the British comedies. They're a bit more quirky and a bit more out there, if you like. But yeah, without further ado, I'll go through my favourite British comedies after this. So I'm going to start probably with the old films, three of which are Ealing comedies, and I'll start off with The Lavender Hill Mob. Absolutely love this. This is by Charles Crichton, I think. Charles Crichton, yeah, and it stars Alec Guinness, Stanley Holloway, Sid James is in this. It's just a brilliant comedy where just things go wrong as they're attempting to get away with a heist. I love that film. And then you've got The Lady Killers. This is a bit more sinister. There's got some sinister characters in this one. And you've got Alec Guinness yet again, Cecil Parker, Herbert Lom, Peter Sellers. Such a great comedy. Even Frankie Howard's in this one. Where you've got these criminals pretending to be musicians in this old woman's bedsit, and the old woman starts to suspect things and not quite right with these shady characters. Absolutely love this. It's so great. Great, like Alec Guinness with his teeth. He's brilliant. And then my favourite of the Ealing comedies is Kind Hearts and Coronets, where Alec Guinness plays multiple characters and tries to do over all his relatives to get the inheritance. Love this film. In fact, it still holds up so well today. It's probably in my top 5 comedies of all time. I just love it. Alec Guinness is sensational. And this is a 70th anniversary collector's edition. But yeah, Kind Hearts and Coronets. So those are my old comedies. And then I'm going to go through some more modern comedies. We've got Chris Morris's Four Lions, a satirical dark comedy about some terrorists. It wasn't that long after 9/11 that this came out, so it was quite cutting edge and uncomfortable for some people to watch, but it's absolutely hilarious as the terrorists bumble their terror plot. Basically, they go out to Afghanistan. 2 of them go out to Afghanistan and fire off a bazooka the wrong way and blow up the terrorist camp. Absolutely hilarious. There's so many funny moments in this. It's brilliant. If you've not seen Four Lions, get it watched. And then we've got another dark comedy from Ben Wheatley. We've got The Sightseers. You've got Steve Oram and Alice Lowe, who are loved up. They've just started going out, and Steve Oram's character takes her off on a whirlwind tour of the British Isles in his caravan. And he wants to show her the Ribblehead Viaduct and the Keswick Pencil Museum. But along his way, you can see him getting more and more aggravated by just people who are littering. So they end up going on a bit of a murder spree. So it's a dark comedy, but it's absolutely hilarious. It's probably my favourite Ben Wheatley film, to be honest. I saw that at the Leeds Film Festival and everyone was in hysterics. Then we have got Mindhorn, starring Julian Barrett, and I don't know who directed this, but Julian Barrett and Simon Farnaby, they both wrote it, I think. But Julian Barrett as this washed-up actor who was a big TV star in the 60s, and he still plays out his character in real life as Mindhorn, and he gets embroiled in this terrorist plot. This delusional terrorist thinks Mindhorn is real, and the police get him back on the case as Mindhorn. And there's some absolutely hysterical moments in this. My cheeks were aching by the end. I absolutely love Mindhorn. Not many people know about it, so if you've not seen it and you want a good laugh, proper British comedy this as well. Very, very unique humour. It's quite slapstick in places. Love it. Mindhorn. Then I've got Brian and Charles, starring David Earl and Chris Hayward. Another hilarious film. It's quite heartfelt in places as well, because David Earl plays Brian, who's very lonely in this small Welsh town, this Welsh village, and he decides to make a robot to be his friend, and the robot, Charles, is absolutely hilarious. You can see his progression from growing up as a naive robot to then a sulky teenager. But he gets excited when Brian comes home, a bit like a dog. He gets excited. There's some absolutely hilarious moments in Brian and Charles. If you've not seen that, definitely recommend it. I've not opened this because I've just recently added it to my collection, but I've seen it a couple of times and it's absolutely hilarious. Then I'm going to go through some obvious... Well, actually, I'll go through this one and then I'll go through some obvious ones. I'm a big advocate for this film. It's absolutely brilliant in every way, and that is Chuck Steele and Night of the Trampire's. I'm always recommending this film to people who are into like animated films like Wallace and Gromit, because a lot of the animators who were involved with Wallace and Gromit are actually involved in this as well. So the animation is absolutely flawless, but it's balls to the walls action and comedy. It's dark comedy. It's gory, as you've got Chuck Steele, who's a very similar character to the American sitcom, Sledgehammer. He's very similar to that. He's very un-PC. He's always beating down on his boss as well, which is hilarious. But he's trying to solve the case of these vagabond vampires that are attacking politicians and what have you. So Chuck Steele, it's hilarious. If you've not seen it, pick up a copy because it's just hilarious from start to finish. If you like your humour un-PC, that is, which is, I like it un-PC. And then the obvious ones, we've got the two Edgar Wright films, Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead. Don't really need to go into them too much, but yeah, most people prefer Hot Fuzz over Shaun of the Dead, but I've sort of hold them up against each other, equally. They're totally different films, but yeah, Hot Fuzz is hilarious. And Shaun of the Dead is just... I think Hot Fuzz is funnier, but I mean, Shaun of the Dead is an iconic horror comedy that everyone loves. So yeah, those are the two Edgar Wright comedies. And then you can't have a favourite British comedy list without Monty Python's Life of Brian and Monty Python's Holy Grail, and the Holy Grail. Can't have a top British comedy list without these two. They are timeless. They're absolutely bonkers in every way, ludicrous in the comedy, hilarious. I mean, Holy Grail is probably my favourite out of the two, but they're both absolutely brilliant. Yeah, Holy Grail is probably my favourite British comedy of all time. Just love it. There's so many silly scenes like the Black Knight. You've got the Knights of Ni. You've got the ending where the police turn up. It's just absolutely mental. You've just Monty Python. They were geniuses of their time. So that's why I saved these two to last. So those are my favourite British comedies. Some notable sort of mentions would go to With Nail and I. It's amusing, but it's not laugh out loud funny. And then you've got The Man in the White Suit, another Ealing comedy. That's really funny. But it's not, again, it's not laugh out loud funny. These ones here, I always laugh out loud. I think they're hilarious. So let me know in the comments what you think of my picks. Have I missed any of your favourite British comedies out? Like some of the Carry On films, I can't put them in because I've not seen them in such a long time. I can't really remember them too much. But if you have seen them recently, let me know which are your favourite Carry On films. Carry On Screaming, Carry On Camping. And then you've got the Hancock films. You've got what else you've got? You've got Steptoe. There's the Steptoe and Son film. You know, there's loads of British comedies, but these are ones that are in my collection and that I immensely enjoy. So yeah, leave the comments down below. Click that subscribe button and give us a like. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.